Have you ever wondered if there's a place where time stands still, where the rush and clamour of daily life seem to melt away, leaving only the gentle rhythm of nature and the quiet pulse of ancient tradition? Imagine a world where the noise of our world fades into a gentle whisper, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves, the distant toll of a bell, and the soothing sound of waves meeting the shore. Let me take you to Mount Athos, a peninsula in the Aegean Sea known as the Holy Mountain. This is a place set apart, a land where the sacred and the natural world intertwine, and where centuries of devotion have shaped every stone and path. For over 1,000 years it's been a sanctuary for Orthodox Christian monks, a world of silence, faith and beauty. Here men have sought refuge from the distractions of the outside world, dedicating their lives to prayer, contemplation and the pursuit of spiritual peace. Here, ancient stone paths wind through forests and monasteries cling to cliffs, their domes reaching skyward. Every step echoes with the footsteps of generations past, and every view is a reminder of the harmony between human hands and the wild landscape. The air is crisp, scented with pine and incense, a living museum of Byzantine devotion. The silence is not empty but full of whispered prayers, the flutter of birds, and the timeless rituals that have shaped this place for centuries. Life here follows the sun, the stars, and the ancient Julian calendar. Days are measured not by the rush of appointments, but by the slow turning of the earth and the sacred hours of prayer. The monks have chosen simplicity and solitude, seeking closeness to God through a rhythm passed down for generations. Their lives are marked by humility, hard work, and a deep sense of purpose that is rare in our modern world. My journey began with curiosity. What draws men to this remote corner of Greece? What is it about this place that calls to the soul, inviting both pilgrims and seekers to leave behind the familiar and step into the unknown? I wanted to feel the silence, see the art, and understand the mystery. I longed to witness the devotion etched into every fresco, every icon, and every whispered prayer within these ancient walls. Mount Athos is shrouded in strict rules which we'll explore soon. Entry is not granted lightly, and the traditions here are fiercely protected, preserving a way of life that has endured for centuries. For now, step aboard a small ferry with me. Let's leave the familiar behind and venture toward a world where the soul can breathe, where silence is not an absence, but a presence that welcomes you in. Welcome to the Holy Mountain, a place where time slows, the spirit awakens, and silence becomes a sacred invitation. Our adventure begins in the tranquil port town of Uranoupoli, where the land meets the endless blue of the Aegean Sea. This is the last stop before the Holy Mountain, a place where anticipation hangs in the air and every traveller feels the weight of history. Pilgrims from around the world gather here, waiting patiently for their precious entry permits. The harbour bustles with excitement and nervous energy, but as our ferry finally departs, the town's noise and commotion fade into the distance. The Aegean glimmers a brilliant blue beneath us, and the Athos Peninsula stretches ahead, wild, dramatic and untamed, promising mystery and discovery. We pass ancient monasteries perched on sheer cliffs and others nestled in hidden coves, each one a fortress of faith and solitude. Sometimes dolphins leap joyfully alongside the boat, as if guiding us toward these sacred shores, adding a sense of wonder to our journey. With every passing mile, the ordinary world slips away. Phone signals vanish and the worries of daily life begin to dissolve into the sea breeze. The landscape commands our attention. Sunlight dances on ancient cliffs. Deep forests cloak the hillsides, and the mountain itself looms above, silent and majestic. This ferry isn't just a means of transport, it's a vessel of transition, carrying us from the familiar into the extraordinary, preparing our minds and hearts for what lies ahead. Soon, we'll step onto a world apart, where time seems to slow and every moment feels sacred. The journey has already begun to change us, inviting reflection, awe, and a sense of peace as we draw closer to the Holy Mountain. The ferry docks at a simple jetty, a skeet where time feels suspended, as if the outside world has faded away. The air is thick with anticipation, and every footstep echoes with the promise of something sacred. There are no cars, no crowds, just the gentle sound of waves lapping against the shore and the distant toll of a monastery bell calling you to a slower, more contemplative pace. A monk may greet you at the entrance, his presence calm and welcoming, embodying the spirit of hospitality that has defined this place for centuries. The earth beneath your feet is ancient, worn smooth by the countless footsteps of pilgrims who have come seeking solace, wisdom, and connection. Olive and cypress trees line the rugged paths, their roots entwined with the stones, guiding you up toward the monasteries that rise from the hills like timeless sentinels. Every step is a small pilgrimage in itself, the landscape both breathtakingly beautiful and deeply spiritual, inviting you to slow down and reflect with each stride. The monasteries themselves are vast and imposing, built of stone and wood, their walls blending seamlessly into the hillsides as if they have always belonged to this land. Along the way, you might pass a humble chapel hidden among the trees, or a simple wooden cross marking a place of prayer and quiet contemplation. Hospitality here is simple but profound. A glass of tsipuro, the local spirit, offered with a gentle smile as a sign of welcome and respect. Sweet lukumi and cool water are served, a small but meaningful gesture that refreshes both body and spirit after your journey. This tradition speaks without words. You've travelled far, rest now. You are welcome here among friends and fellow seekers. In the monk's quiet presence you sense a peace born of devotion, a tranquility that seems to radiate from the very stones and trees. Here you are not a tourist but a pilgrim. The journey inward begins, and with each moment you are invited to discover a deeper sense of purpose and belonging. Life on Mount Athos follows an ancient rhythm. The day begins before dawn with the haunting sound of the Sumatran calling monks to prayer. In candlelit churches, psalms echo. Prayer is the heart of existence here. Meals are simple, vegetarian, eaten in silence as spiritual texts are read aloud. Even eating becomes an act of contemplation and gratitude. Afterward, each monk serves the community, gardening, painting icons, fishing, welcoming pilgrims. Work is prayer in action, a way to serve God and each other. The balance of prayer, work and rest weaves a seamless tapestry of faith. Every moment is purposeful, every act sacred. This is life on the holy mountain. The monasteries of Mount Athos are living chronicles, fortresses of faith built to last. Simona Petra, for example, clings to a granite cliff, defying gravity and time. Each monastery is enclosed by high walls, with the church at its heart. Around it, monks' quarters, refectories, libraries and workshops. The architecture reflects a world view, ordered, protected, centered on God. Walking these ancient halls, you feel the weight of history in every stone and creaking stair. Fountains burble in shaded courtyards, inviting quiet reflection. These are not museums, but homes filled with continuous prayer. Every detail, from frescoes to symbols, carries deep meaning. The monasteries stand as testaments to faith's power to inspire lasting beauty. Beyond architecture, Mount Athos holds treasures of faith and culture. Holy icons, windows into heaven, are venerated, kissed and prayed before. Iconographers prepare with prayer and fasting, painting not portraits but glimpses of the divine. In dim churches, centuries-old icons glow with the devotion of generations. The libraries safeguard thousands of ancient manuscripts, gospels, philosophy, the writings of the Church Fathers. While much of Europe lost its libraries, Athos preserved them for humanity. Monasteries also house carved crosses, reliquaries and embroidered vestments, gifts from emperors and kings. Their value is spiritual, not material. They connect monks to their history and saints. These objects are living links in a chain of faith stretching back 2 millennia. On Athos, art and devotion are inseparable. The treasures here are not just seen, they are lived. One of Mount Athos's most controversial rules is the abaton. No women may enter, nor female animals, except cats. This tradition, over 1,000 years old, dedicates the peninsula to the Virgin Mary alone. The monks believe this helps them maintain focus on prayer and celibacy. For outsiders, it can feel strange or unfair, but for the monks, it's essential to their spiritual life. My own journey could only go so far. I could see the monasteries from the sea, but never set foot ashore. The Avaton preserves Athos's unique character, setting it apart from the modern world. It's not a tourist destination, but a sanctuary of uncompromising religious commitment. Here, ancient laws and traditions still hold sway. For those allowed to visit, Mount Athos is transformative. The silence is alive, wind in the trees, bees in wildflowers, distant chants. Life slows, days are shaped by prayer, not deadlines. Visitors join the monks in services and meals, immersing in a different way of being. Many leave with a new sense of what matters, connection to nature, history, and something greater. The monks' simple lives offer a lesson. Happiness comes from needing less, not having more. Leaving Athos is bittersweet. The world feels louder, faster, but visitors carry home a memory of silence and inner peace. The holy mountain leaves a quiet mark on the soul. Its stillness lingers long after you depart. In a world growing louder and more chaotic, Mount Athos stands as a testament to the need for silence and contemplation. Its wisdom is a gentle whisper, simplicity, discipline, and peace through faith. We may not live as monks, but we can learn from them, to seek moments of stillness, to appreciate nature, to be present and grateful. Mount Athos has endured for over a millennium by holding fast to its traditions and solitude. It's our responsibility to respect this unique spiritual world. Sharing these stories is a privilege. May they broaden our understanding and enrich our lives. If these tales move you, support their telling. In every stone and prayer on Mount Athos, there's an invitation. Find the holy mountain within yourself.